What is up, my freedom actualizers? Danny Carlson here, and this video is going to be about my techniques for overcoming imposter syndrome and being in the right headspace every single day on a consistent basis in order to be able to do the hard things you need to do to build your business. So first off here, I don't care if you are woo-woo, you're into meditation and spirituality and all that stuff, or if you're a hardcore science-based person. I'm going to explain this kind of stuff in very straightforward, logical terms that it doesn't really matter what your beliefs are here. I personally am a much more spiritual person, and I try all the woo-woo stuff. Also very logical and scientific thinking, so I definitely like both schools, but this is going to be valuable no matter what you think. So first off, there's something that's kind of an undeniable truth, which is if you are not in the right headspace, if you do not believe that what you are going to be doing on any given day is going to actually push you in the direction that you want, if you're very unsure, you have lots of doubts, it's almost impossible to get yourself to actually do it. I'm sure everyone has experienced something where you're sitting in front of the computer and you know exactly what you should be doing, but you cannot do it. You cannot move your mouse to the next part of the screen. You cannot type in whatever you're going to type in. It just won't happen. And you go retreat to Instagram or some other place, right? That's kind of an extreme case, but basically you will not do the things that you need to do. You'll be more timid. If you know you need to build an email list and you need to send that email list 4 value emails with an offer at the end, and that will get you the result that you need, but you're not going to do it because you don't believe that you are smart enough. You don't believe anyone wants to actually listen to what you have to say. You just have little faith in yourself. Then you're probably not actually going to do it, or you're going to procrastinate. You're going to push it back. And this stuff all happens very subtly. Often we don't even realize that we are blocking ourselves from doing it because of this doubt and lack of self-belief. So most of this video is going to be about how do you rewire your brain. How do you get yourself in that state every single day where you honestly believe that what you're doing is going to be pushing you towards your goals and is the right thing to do, and you believe that you can achieve everything that you're setting out to achieve. So, woo-woo or not, this stuff works very effectively to get yourself into that headspace on a consistent basis. So let's move over to my screen here. This is what I go through every single day. So firstly, I meditate for 20 minutes. And then after that, once I'm in a very meditated state, I will open this up on my phone, usually sitting by the pool at Dojo co-working space, and I go through each one of these affirmation exercises. So these ones at the top, they are written, you'll notice, as if I had already achieved them, as if that is currently happening, and the goal of these is to get into the emotional state as if I had already achieved those things, as if I am the person that has those things. And what that does is that gets me mentally and emotionally and physically, my body physically feeling that way, into that state as if I had already achieved those things. And that carries out throughout the day and makes it much, much easier for me to take the actions that I need to do, even when things are going very wrong. Even if I just got broken up with by my girlfriend, you guys might have seen my latest podcast episode with the relationship closing ceremony. Still totally works like magic. Even if something really wrong happened to my business, I lost a couple $1,000s on some dumb mistake with like an advertisement or something, still you can start your day off and get into that headspace and get your stuff done. So I won't actually physically read through these, but I recommend you guys pause the video and actually read through what I have here. I'll just kind of scan over. So like the top one is about girlfriend and dating, and then this one here, I've just deposited $100,000 into my bank account, and I'm saying how that makes me feel, right? Providing a comfortable feeling of financial security. So it's not enough just to visualize, like your bank account with $100,000 in it. Like, how does that make you feel that you have $100,000 in your bank account and you're bringing in $30,000 every single month? Like, how does that physically make you feel? And that makes your visualizations way more powerful and way more effective. And I'm a well-respected business coach. So this one, it gets over the imposter syndrome of, I wonder if people are actually going to listen to what I have to say. Like, do people actually care? This is something that people have at all levels. This comes up for me from time to time. Very famously, Emma Stone, the Hermione Granger from Harry Potter, has publicly stated that she has imposter syndrome. It happens to everyone, right? So I think it's very important to be cognizant of that and combat it with things like this. I'm one of the fittest, most shredded men at Nirvana, right? So just putting this future focus into what I want to create with my body. Like, how do I want to feel when I'm just like in even better shape than I am right now? And visualizing that makes me much more likely to go to the gym. And there are days where I really don't feel like going to the gym, and then I do this in the morning, and I'm incredibly excited to go to the gym because I believe I'm the type of person who is a top performer, like super physically fit, and I take the gym very seriously, right? Just gets me into that headspace. And then I go into gratitude. So got a shout out to my student Rob, who passed this one along. This one's from Tony Robbins, but I think Rob's been doing this for like more than 10 years or something like that. And I find it really powerful. So what am I happy about in my life right now? What am I excited about in my life right now? What am I proud of in my life right now? They're all very similar questions, but you'll find if you actually go through all of them, they're going to bring up very different things, right? So, and it varies from day to day, and I challenge you to make it vary from day to day. One day I'm happy about, some cool new person that I met at a networking event, and next day I'm happy about that awesome rip I had on my motorcycle between the co-working space and my gym, right? It's just always something new that you can find to dig up that feeling of gratitude. And then I have a couple pictures here. So on the left here, that is my dream villa. I want to own a villa like this in Bali right on the ocean. So I just looked and I found pictures on Google of, I spent quite a lot of time actually picking out the perfect one so I can look at that and visualize that. And this helps with the next part of the actual visualizations. And then over here on the right is my dream motorcycle. So I have this exact same motorcycle, but the 250 version, and this is the 1000cc version. And I very specifically am trying not to buy a more powerful motorcycle than the 250cc so I don't get into too much trouble, but I just love this bike so much. So I just have this here, and that's like a good stick for me to, maybe one day I'll just go ahead and buy that bike and say screw it. And then this is probably the most powerful part. So now we visualize. Now we've done all these exercises, and I'm in a really powerful emotional state, just positively thinking about all this stuff. And firstly, I visualize the rest of the day going super well and being happy doing it. So I visualize what I'm going to do right after this meditation. I'm going to, start working on this, and I'm going to crush it with that. And then I'm going to go out and meet this person, and the meeting's going to go super well. They're going to want to work with me. And then what I have later, I have a date planned with this girl, and she's going to be super into me, and she's very interesting, and just totally hit it off. Just going through the day in as much detail as possible, just feeling how much you are crushing it. And then I do the same thing for 1 week out. What's it going to feel like once I've achieved my weekly goals? Whatever my weekly goals are, I'm thinking of those, and I'm thinking of the feeling of achieving them and going through the process, and everything's going smoothly, and it's the end of the week, and I just feel great and accomplished for achieving my goals. And then visualize the year end. Same thing, a year end. What are my financial goals? How does it feel when I've achieved that? And then this last one is super powerful. Who do I resent right now? Forgive them, understand, and see the best in them. So this one varies. So some days I go deep into people who have done very negative things to me in the past, like probably deep traumas in there that, they've been sitting there for years, and I probably have some kind of built up resentment for them. Sometimes it's super basic, like some contractor who was 2 days late delivering a $20 contract on Fiverr or something like that. But whatever comes up on that, just going through that process of just forgiving them and understanding and seeing the best in them, it really gets me out of a fight or flight kind of stress response. So I think as entrepreneurs, we can get into these headspaces where we think that like it's us against the world, and things are just not lined up to work for us. And going through this forgiveness process and understanding really brings you out of that, and you can understand people. No one is trying to screw you over. They're just making mistakes, and they're human, right? And then this final line here, I like to end with this one. What would I do if I weren't afraid, ... I just think that's such a powerful pondering, right? It just cuts through all of the bullshit immediately, and you immediately know what you should be doing. So if I wasn't afraid, what would I do? If I was the hero of my own movie, what would I be doing right now? And that just, all of your excuses, all of your insecurities and the things you're unsure about, they all just kind of fall away when you think about it from that frame. And it just becomes crystal clear. Well, if I wasn't afraid, I would freaking go straight up to that person and I would introduce myself and try to work out some kind of business relationship with them. You know, if I was not afraid, I would go release that YouTube video about the thing that I feel imposter syndrome about, and I don't know if anyone's going to want to watch it, right? Just freaking going for it. So that's a really powerful note to end on there. And this process usually only takes me about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes if I really want to go into it, but it has huge effects on what I'm able to accomplish each day. So if I don't do this, there are some days where I just don't get around to it. I literally will notice that day that I just am in not the right headspace, and I will be way less effective at my work. But on days where I do it, I get into that good headspace. I'm confident that what I'm doing is going to get me the result that I want to do, and it is much easier to do the hard work throughout the entire day, even if things are not going well in my life. So hopefully this is powerful to you. If you guys want this exact template, let me know and I can send you the link. Hopefully you got some value out of this, and I challenge you to go try this for yourself. Go make your own affirmation exercises, your own gratitude exercise, and stick to it every day to be the most effective entrepreneur you possibly can. So if you guys like this video, please subscribe to the channel, share it around, really appreciate it, and until next time guys, take care.